the Renegade Sufi is presenting Freeform Radio. Beautiful and rare music you ain't never ever heard before. On the overnight shift in the early hours of the day. And online so you can listen to it anytime you're awake. The overnight shift, the hour before. A new day for all Islam in America.
Congratulations! You have successfully tuned in to the overnight shift on AM 930 WPAT, which of course qualifies you as being a renegade or a renegade, depending upon your gender. And I have the authority to bestow this title upon you because I am Dawoud the Renegade Sufi, in case that theme music didn't make that abundantly clear. We had a renegade in the house a moment ago. His name is William Kareem. And in addition to being a renegade, he is the executive producer of the overnight shift, the hour before, which is going to follow at 4 a.m., and A New Day for Al Islam in America with Imam Yusuf Ramadan. Now, whether or not Imam Ramadan is a renegade, I'll let him decide. But he's always welcome to become one. And of course, we have a special shout out to the other renegade in the house. I am speaking about DJ O'Baby, the Groovy King, the President of Africa, the Emperor of the Southern Hemisphere of the Earth, although a lot of people don't know this. He is trying to fix a lot of problems, and he has taken time from his busy schedule. As you can imagine, the demands on his time are considerable, to come here and bring you 2 hours of beautiful African music. And I, for one, am grateful. I have heard some truly marvelous music on his show that caused me to get up from what I was doing and walk into the studio and ask him, wow, who is that? And he would tell me. In any case, yours truly, Dawoud the Renegade Sufi, is going to be with you for 1 hour this morning. Yes, you all are stuck with me for 1 hour. Can you handle it? I think that you can. In any case, let's get to some music. Here's something that I dug up. Look, there's somebody howling in the background. Uh-oh. I think I know who that is. That's O'Baby the Groovy King. He's howling in the background. He's yelling. He's making his presence known. And for those of you who tune in, or actually find this video on YouTube, and I do have a YouTube channel that is devoted almost exclusively to what I do on this program. You can find this by searching for me. Just type in Dawoud on the radio and there I am. In addition to subscribing to that, you can also look up God's Unruly Friends on YouTube and subscribe to that YouTube channel. That's my other YouTube channel. And before we continue with the music, I think I ought to let you know that there is a way that you can support this radio broadcast, not just me, but also the hour before, which is music, news, and commentary, and A New Day for Al Islam in America, which is the finest Islamic radio broadcasting in the English language coming out of the tri-state area. You can do so by going to anewdayforislam.com. Again, that's anewdayforislam.com. And you can help us out. Keep us on the air. Keep the podcast going. Keep these YouTube channels humming. We appreciate your support. In any case, that's enough out of me for right now. Here's something that I dug up from the old archives. I think you might like it. That was the Disposable Heroes of Hip-Hoperacy, featuring the vocals of Michael Franti, and a piece called Language of Violence, and that was back from the days when conscious hip-hop was more or less the norm, and a handful of people dared speak about some very uncomfortable realities. Before that, we had Roland Shannon Jackson and the Decoding Society with a piece called Ashes. And Jackson was a marvelous drummer, an amazing drummer, and his tradition came partially out of the Ornette Coleman and Prime Time era and influence, if you can use such a thing. And a lot of great guitar players came out of there. Some of them I'm personally acquainted with, such as Vernon Reid, Kelvin Bell, and Jack DeSalvo. In any case, you are still tuned in to the Overnight Shift on AM 930 WPAT, and I am still Dawoud the Renegade Sufi. And as Dawoud the Renegade Sufi, it is my job to bring you music of an arcane and beautiful nature. But sometimes I like to throw you a little bit of a curve, and I'm going to do that right now. The piece that I'm going to play right now, I can't call it a song because structurally, musically, it is not a song. It is a spoken word performance with orchestral background and accompaniment. And this is by Frank Zappa from the 200 Motels album and movie. This is a piece called Dental Hygiene Dilemma. And ladies and gentlemen, renegades and renegates, you are in for it now.
What? What can I say about this?
There, that wasn't so bad, now was it? That was Dental Hygiene Dilemma, a classic vintage piece by Frank Zappa. And I believe that the orchestra was the London Symphony Orchestra, which Zappa had hired and twisted these people's arms to get him to play his music the way he wanted to hear it. And, of course, the narration was the story of the rock guitarist named Jeff, who flipped out and lost his mind in a hotel room, which means that touring as a musician can make you crazy. Well, I don't want to make you crazy, or at least I don't want to make you too crazy, so I'm going to shift gears on you and give you something a little bit different.
Hey, hey, hey,
Kid Creole and the Coconuts with Dr. Paradise. And that one brings back some memories for me because I used to work in a recording studio that was owned by a small label, and I was an engineer and in-house studio musician. And we used to have Kid Creole and the Coconuts recording their stuff there, and those were some really interesting sessions. I think that I'm still waiting to get paid for that, though. But, well, that's my problem and not yours. In fact, I think I might have even been one of the engineers on that very recording. Who knows? Here's something that I dug up that's truly interesting and I think you might like this. For those of you who, like myself, have eclectic and arcane tastes in music, yet at the same time, this is still quite accessible and very, very nice. Living in the Past by one of the most unique rock groups in the history of rock music, Jethro Tull. And a long, long time ago, when I was still living in Milwaukee, I was in a rock band called Focal Point, and we used to tour around Wisconsin and the surrounding states, and we had a flute player in the band, one of the most marvelous musicians I've ever played with, the man who actually taught me how to hear a musical note. A childhood friend of mine whom I am still in touch with. His name is Dwayne McCarthy, a.k.a. The Doctor, and that one goes out to Dwayne. And before that, we had the Hot Club of Piracicaba. They are a Romanian gypsy jazz group who did a gypsy jazz interpretation of Niccolo Paganini's 24th Caprice for solo violin in A minor. And let me tell you something, I don't play violin, but I've worked that out on guitar, and I've thought about working it out on some of the other instruments that I play, and that piece is a real finger buster. I mean, this Paganini's music will separate the men from the boys, or the women from the girls, depending on whether or not you are a renegade or a renegade. And I had promised you some time ago that I was going to play some punk music for you. Long time ago, when I was doing the show with our brother Christian Varley, I used to do these theme shows. I haven't done it on this show. Maybe I'll get to that. In fact, wait until you hear what I have planned for the Christmas special. In any case, one day I did a show with Christian Varley, and it was nothing but punk rock. Well, I'm going to play a little bit of that for you right now.
Shotgun boogie, I saw you try. Look out, Mr. Rabbit, when I cock my hammer back. What's over on the ridge and in the scaly bark? Hickory nuts so big that you can see them in the dark. The big fat squirrels, they scratch and they fight. I'll be on that ridge before daylight. I will do the shotgun boogie. All I need is one shot. Look out, bushy tail, tonight you'll be in the pond.
Shotgun Boogie by Don Wassler. And before that, The Exploited with a piece called Chaos is My Life. And I got to tell you a quick story. When I first moved to New York City in 1983, I worked as an overnight desk clerk and security guard at a really rough hotel. And they had a performance space there that this guy rented and ran a punk rock nightclub out of there. And I made some extra money on the side as a security guard. Now, you got to understand something. I'm 5'9", and at the time I weighed 130 pounds. And I don't know what business I thought I had being a security guard, but I lived to tell the tale. In any case, I got time for a little bit more music with you, so I'm going to bring you something that I've been wanting to play for a while. So let's give this a listen. Jimi Hendrix, In From the Storm. Well, I can see by the clock on the wall that my time is drawing to a close. And before I go, I want to thank you for tuning in. I wanted to let you know again that you can support this radio broadcast by going to anewdayforislam.com. Inshallah, I will be back here next week. Stay tuned for the hour before and for the New Day for Al-Islam in America. And my name is Dawoud the Renegade Sufi. And I pray that wherever you are, that you are safe. Oh, baby, get in here. Come in here. Calling DJ Oh, baby. I pray that you are safe, that you are happy, that you are healthy, that you are with someone you love, and that your cookie jar is filled to the very brim with the cookies of your choice. And to prove it to you, I am going to eat some cookies live on the air. These are raspberry chocolate cookies. And DJ Oh Baby has just grabbed one, so have a cookie.
From the jar.
This is there you go. This is a piece called Have You Heard by the Moody Blues. Until next time.